This is my game's player character, Maud. She is wearing some rugged old dress thing, but in this episode we are going to get her into a full Eve in Paradise cosplay, without any ivy leaves. Hello viewers, my name is Kevin. I'm an indie game developer and a YouTube certified master of clickbait. In the last episode of this devlog, I showed how I utilized Unity's 2D skeletal animation system to create and animate Maud. And I did not tell you the whole truth, because Maud does not only rely on skeletal animation, there's some flipbook animation in there too. Examples for that are her eyes or her hands. Maud does not have bones in her eyelids. That sounds pretty painful. Instead of animating the movement of bones, I just swap the whole sprite. Eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open, and there's a blinking animation. And I did not bother to reproduce the 792 individual bones in a human hand. Now, you may or may not ask how Maud can breathe, blink, and open her hands at the same time if they are all separate animation clips. The answer is because of an animator. An animator is a state machine that determines which animation is supposed to be played and how they blend into each other. For example, the character controller feeds Maud's current movement speed into the animator. When her speed is 0, the animator plays the idle animation. In this case, breathing. When her speed is not 0 but low, Maud walks, and when her speed exceeds a certain threshold, she runs. Within the animator, I created multiple layers which work independently of each other. There's one for movement, one for facial expressions, one for hands and other stuff. With that combination of layers and sprite swapping, I can do some pretty cool things. For example, I can give Maud a cucumber or a new haircut. It's a very tempting feature that could be used for many things, like dynamic dirt on clothes, depending on the type of ground, like visual damage and injuries, character customization, barber shops. In other words, I could waste loads of time on non-essential details. And I would love to. But for now, I am focusing on one major feature: different sets of clothes or armor. The one you are looking at right now is Maud's outfit at the start of the game. It's primitive and ugly, and Maud's boots did not make it to the end of her long journey. And the whole outfit almost did not make it into the game because of the damn skirts. Skirts are unpredictable. Pants are great. They always go where the leg goes. But skirts just hang around until the leg is far enough extended, then they will suddenly change their shape. And when legs cross, that's just nightmare territory. It turned out to be almost impossible to recreate that behavior without a cloth simulation, in a two-dimensional simplified depiction of a 3D character. At one point I thought it couldn't be done, but a kind of medieval game without skirts, dresses and tunics? That's like a human face without a spark of joy and life in the eyes. Nobody wants that. I was so desperate, I thought about switching from a 3/4 view to a plain 2D side view for characters. But that makes clothing and everything really look so flat and boring. Especially faces don't work at all if seen flat from the side. After many failed attempts, I split the skirt into 4 different parts and tried to fake wrapping them around the character the same way it would be in 3-dimensional reality. It's far from perfect, and the rig and geometry are pretty sketchy, but it looks okay, and I don't know how to do better. Okay, back to Maud. Time to get dressed. Oh, I forgot. We are on the internet, which is populated by horny creeps. And, well, I promised you to get Maud naked. Right, let's do it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure too that Eve did not have any underwear in paradise. Let's get rid of that. And there you go. Wait, what? You cannot see anything? Sure you can. Look at this beautiful real-time cloth simulation. Updating 100 times per second. What kind of game developer wants to see naked skin and reproductive organs when they can have that? Speaking of reproduction, humans tend to produce a variety of sounds during the act. And if you think about it, many of them sound just like this character's name, Maud. And we cannot have that. My player character needs a name, not a moan. Originally, I intended to call her Lana, but then some Swedish elks released a game called Planet of Lana. To make matters worse, it's also a side-scrolling adventure, and it's way prettier than my game will ever be. Since their development studio is pretty close to the sea, I hoped for climate change to solve that problem for me. But I've been driving my car in second gear and full throttle for over a year now, and they are still not flooded. It's time to face the truth. I need a new name for not Maud anymore. Drop a good one in the comments.